What would you say? I think that's a yes and no. When I'm on, I'm on.
Yeah, that's like me.
Yeah, and when I'm off, I'm switched off completely. Hello YouTube, welcome to my second video. Today I am joined by my glamorous assistant, Darian, and we're going to go through some lists of ADHD symptoms. As I said, I'm not diagnosed yet. I'm on my path to becoming diagnosed, and these are the list of symptoms and the reason sort of why I believe that I have this condition. So there's two types of lists that we've found on Google so far in our quick journey to the gym. And those two are
inattentive type
and
hyperactive or impulsive.
Yeah. So Darian's going to read off a list of symptoms and I'm going to answer whether they ring true for me or not. And she'll probably answer a couple of them whether they ring true for me or not as well. Shall we start?
Yeah. So inattentive, fails to give close attention to detail or makes careless mistakes in work or other activities.
That's me.
Has difficulty sustaining attention in tasks or play activities.
Yeah, I can. We spoke about this with our job, didn't we? And how if we have a job that's got about an hour in me of attention, and after that I will lose focus and just really not want to be doing what I'm doing. So 100%.
Does not seem to listen when spoken to.
I'll let you answer that one.
I don't know, because I think that one you do always seem to listen, but I think that's because you're conscious of it.
Yeah, I think that's something I've worked on as I've got older.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is an ability to not listen, and I can zone out quite easily.
Does not follow through on instructions and fails to finish chores or duties in the workplace.
Yeah, I'm very good at starting things. Housework, for example. I'll start something and then I'll get distracted by something and I'll forget about it. Sometimes I go back to it, a lot of the time I don't.
It says on the back of that as well, or failure to understand instructions.
Yeah, unless it's something that I've done previously. If you're getting me to do something new and you're not very clear with your instructions, I might have a hard time following through with it.
Has difficulty organising.
That's what Chris McDermott has now, one of those. Yeah.
Has difficulty organising tasks and activities.
Yeah, definitely that. We have our own business, and there was a point where we were quite a bit bigger than what we are now, and we had staff, and it was always, I did it, but it was always a struggle to get them organised and to be a boss, basically. I don't do that, hence why it's just me and Darian now.
Avoids, dislikes, or is reluctant to engage in tasks that require sustained mental effort.
100%, as we were talking earlier, like I've got a limited amount of attention. If I think that it's going to burn out pretty quick, I don't really want to start that task. So
easily distracted by extraneous
stimuli. So
no idea what that means.
That would be stimulants from the outside, other things, random things. Yeah. So as you saw, we sat at some lights just a second ago. Darian was talking. I saw a BMW M3 that my friend's just gone and bought, and I just got distracted and like that's my attention. Oh, Chris has got one of those now.
Forgetful in daily activities.
Yeah, terrible for sitting there sort of at night time and going, oh shit, I should have done this, should have done that. We both are really. Most of these relate to Darian too. She's pretty much like, wouldn't you say, ticks all these boxes?
So we're on the next list, which is hyperactive and impulsive ADHD checklist. Fidgets with hands or feet or squirms in seat.
A little bit.
That's more me.
That's more you. Yeah, I
says me tapping my feet.
Yeah, I don't. The hyperactivity side, I don't tend to have a massive amount, but I mean, this list is going to show us, isn't it?
Leave seat or in this, because this is pointing to adults and children, so some of the wording's aimed at children as well.
Sure.
Leave seat in classroom or in other situations in which remaining seated is expected.
That I have a tendency to. Yeah. I find it hard to sit still for prolonged amounts of time. So
runs about or climbs excessively in situations in which it is inappropriate, may be limited to subjective feelings or relentless in adults. I don't know what that means.
I think it's a bit like Dalton, where he just gets the inspiration to go and climb a wall and does it. Not so much. Maybe more as when I was a child. I think some of these like I had when I was a child more so, and I've, as an adult, learned how to cope with them a bit more.
Has a difficulty playing or engaging in leisure activities quietly.
Yeah, I like to be loud.
Appears on the go or acts as if driven by a motor.
What would you say? I think that's a yes and no. When I'm on, I'm on.
Yeah, that's like me.
Yeah, and when I'm off, I'm switched off completely.
Talks excessively. This one's me. Blurts out the answers before the questions have been completed.
Yeah, that's definitely you.
Has difficulty awaiting turn.
Yeah.
Interrupts or intrudes on others, e.g. butts into conversations or games.
I've gotten better at it, but the little feeling inside me to do it is always there, and wins sometimes. So yeah.
That's it.
And that's it. What would you say? This is quite a new thing for Darian as well, where I've said, look, I reckon I've got ADHD. I'm ticking all these boxes, and I've not really said what the boxes are. And I think she has too. And she's not really seen what the boxes. So after going through that list, not necessarily listening to my answers, but from what you know of me, what would you say as far as me ticking boxes with symptoms of ADHD?
I think you tick most of them, definitely.
And what about you?
Yeah.
Because we are actually, one of the things that we discovered very early on is that we're pretty much the same person, except she's female and I'm male. And we've got slightly different life experiences that have taken us slightly different paths. So it wouldn't be out of the question for you to be on that same level. We also are both, so you got the 16 personality types if you've ever looked into it, and we are both INFP/T, which is a very rare category personality type. And I mean that's a difficult personality type to live with at the best of times. It's kind of ADHD-like and its makeup, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword that we live. It can make life very chaotic at times. So there you go. There's the reasons why I believe I have this condition. There's a list of symptoms, a list of my answers. I've got to go and fill this form out for this GP practice and hand that in. I'm going to do that tonight. Let's set that. This is probably not going to happen now because I just will procrastinate or forget about it. But I'm going to set an alarm on my phone.
Yeah, well, I do that in the mornings.
Yeah, to remind me. You know you do. But I'm going to set an alarm on my phone to remind me to fill that form in and get it in. And that'll be the next step. Get that form in. Remember to fill the form out, get it in, and start this next leg of this journey. Thank you for watching. I'm going to the gym now. Nearly there. Adios.